Own your greatness, act like the king of success. No one outshines you, because weakness is the throne of the broken, fear the crown of the fallen, and triumph belongs to those who seize their dominion with unyielding force. You're not here to crawl in the shadows of doubt, to let life's tempests shatter your dreams. You're here to rise, to claim your regal power, to forge a legacy that thunders through eternity. Picture a young Chester W. Nimitz, born in 1885 in the rugged hills of Fredericksburg, Texas, where poverty gnawed at his family's modest hotel, his hands rough from scrubbing floors, his heart ablaze, no hardship could douse. At 19, he faced the sting of Naval Academy rejection, his future teetering, yet his spirit surged with a fire that refused to be extinguished. Feel that scepter blaze within you. Nimitz's journey isn't a faded memory, it's a battle cry erupting in your soul. Your mind is the first arena where victory is hammered, and right now, you're letting it decay. You're drowning in excuses. The soul-draining job that siphons your spirit. The debts that throttle your dreams. The failures that hiss you're worthless. Silence them. Your mindset isn't your cell, it's your kingdom, and you've let it crumble under doubt's merciless onslaught. Nimitz didn't let poverty shape him, he let it strengthen him. The Texas sun scorching his skin, the ridicule from privileged peers, the grind to fund his education. They didn't shatter him, they forged him. Picture him at 16, in a dusty Fredericksburg stable, his hands blistered from labor, his mother's voice a gentle urging, "Hold fast, Chester," while his mind churned, envisioning fleets on the horizon. You're surrounded by the rubble of your fears. Scoop it up, forge it into steel, and reclaim your throne. Rise each morning with a hunger that consumes despair, a will that melts every obstacle into molten might. Command your thoughts with the rage of a hurricane. Turn every scar into a royal emblem, and let your mindset be the furnace where your greatness is born. You're not a slave to your past. You're its master, a king destined to shatter every limit. Steel hardens with belief, the ironclad force that transforms dreams into dominions. Nimitz believed in a future where his command ruled the oceans, where a Texas youth could steer nations. At 19, rejected by Annapolis, he believed in redemption, studying relentlessly. The flicker of an oil lamp his beacon, his fingers tracing sea charts. That belief drove him to secure a congressional slot in 1901, his nights a whirlwind of effort, his faith a wildfire. By 1941, he believed in Pacific supremacy, taking the fleet's helm, his conviction a thunderbolt. The world jeered, labeled him a rural outcast, a failure after Pearl Harbor. But Nimitz's resolve burned fiercer. It propelled him to victory at Midway in 1942, turning despair into glory, his legacy a lighthouse. You're letting doubt gnaw at you now, questioning your worth, fearing your dreams are too lofty, doubting the world will recognize your power, crush that corrosion. Belief isn't a fragile wish, it's a lightning bolt that rends the earth, a certainty that pulls triumph to you like a tide. Believe you're a king, an architect of victories, a force of nature, and let that certainty surge through your veins, driving you with a momentum no defeat can stall. You're not here to hesitate, you're here to reign. Momentum sharpens with clarity, the razor-sharp light that slices through the fog of distraction. Nimitz didn't pursue every fleeting fancy. He locked onto one vision: naval mastery and global stability. After early submarine setbacks in 1908, he saw the flaw. Scattershot efforts wouldn't win wars. He honed his clarity, perfecting tactics, his mind a blade cutting through chaos. Picture him in 1942, on a Midway command deck, the air heavy with gunpowder, his voice resolute, "We strike to conquer, not to endure." That clarity propelled him to shatter Japan's fleet, to forge peace by 1945, his influence a tsunami. You're adrift in turmoil now, endlessly scrolling, chasing disjointed goals, letting the world's noise shred your focus. Stop it. Define your aim with a precision that ignites your soul. A target so vivid you can grasp its weight, savor its victory. Clarity isn't a soft dream, it's your compass, your anchor in the tempest. Nimitz knew his route. Do you? Set it now and let it guide you like a beacon piercing the darkest night. You're not here to wander, you're here to rule. Beacons ignite vision, the blazing horizon that transforms ambition into legacy. Nimitz saw a future where the Pacific rose from ruin under his command, where naval might rebuild a fractured world, a vision so vast it stunned the skeptics. In 1941, after Pearl Harbor's wreckage, he envisioned resurgence, a dream derided by admirals who deemed it futile. Picture him in 1942, on a carrier bridge, the ocean raging, his fleet scarred, the enemy looming, yet his vision endured, the dawn a vow of triumph. That vision carried him through the 1944 Philippines liberation, when casualties mounted, through nights where he strategized, the air thick with resolve. By 1945, Japan's surrender crowned his vision, the seas his kingdom. You're stumbling in the gloom of indecision, raise your gaze. See your future ablaze with glory. Every summit you'll scale, every dream you'll seize, every domain you'll govern, as if it's already yours. Vision isn't a fleeting illusion, it's the blueprint of your ascent, the canvas you paint with your soul's inferno. Visualize it, inhale it, live it, because what you see with unshakable clarity, you'll conquer with relentless power. You're not here to dream, you're here to create. Power pulses with purpose, the heartbeat that drives every titan. Nimitz's purpose wasn't prestige. It was to safeguard freedom, to prove leadership could mend, to lift nations from war's ashes. He witnessed his father's toil, the Texas scarcity, the Pearl Harbor devastation, and swore to alter it. That purpose fueled his 1901 Annapolis entry, driving him to command in 1941, defying despair. Picture him in 1942, at Midway, the air choked with battle, his voice firm, "We fight for the free," a mission that rallied his fleet. That purpose transformed the Pacific into a crucible of renewal, its tides a testament. You're seeking meaning now, waiting for purpose to strike. Stop waiting. Unearth the fire in your depths, the quest that sets your blood aflame, the cause you'll uphold when the world grows frigid. Purpose isn't a puzzle to decode, it's the blaze that fuels your charge, the war chant that echoes with every stride. Find it, let it engulf you. Because a life without purpose is a spark in the void, while yours is a conflagration that will reshape the world. You're not here to stall, you're here to ignite. Blazes demand discipline, the iron will that turns sparks into empires. Nimitz didn't lead with leisure, he led with discipline, toiling 16-hour days, driving his mind and body to the limit. At 19 at Annapolis, he disciplined himself to excel, his hands chafed, his focus unyielding. In 1942, at Midway, he refined strategies, his quarters a forge, sleep a rarity. Picture him in 1944, during the Philippines campaign, the air thick with smoke, his voice a decree. Perfection or collapse, the fleet is anvil. You're lured by ease now. The snooze button siren, the endless scroll, the path of least resistance, shatter it. Rise each morning with a warrior's fury. Carve your destiny with every disciplined blow, let it be the backbone of your rise. Discipline isn't a fetter, it's your uprising, the crown you seize when frailty falls. Master it, because discipline is the bedrock of every king, and you were born to reign supreme. Bedrock strikes with action, the raw force that builds worlds from rubble. Nimitz didn't just envision, he acted, entering Annapolis in 1901, commanding in 1941, winning Midway in 1942, liberating the Philippines in 1944. You're paralyzed by fear now, failure looming, judgment slicing, the unknown mocking, break free. Charge with the fury of a cyclone, every step a proclamation of your might, every move a stone in your empire. Action isn't a hesitant scheme, it's the thunder that molds your reality, the hammer that forges your dominion. Strike now, because every moment you delay is a kingdom lost to stagnation. You're not here to scheme, you're here to conquer. Thunder glows with gratitude, the light that turns wounds into weapons. Nimitz spoke of his trials with gratitude, not resentment. The rejection taught him tenacity, the Pearl Harbor loss deepened his resolve, the criticism stoked his fire. He thanked his wife Catherine, his sailors. Picture him in 1945, at Japan's surrender, his voice gentle, "For those who stood with me." You're raging against your battles now. Poverty that gnaws, heartbreak that stabs, loss that lingers. Transform them. Every scar, every victory, every breath, wear it as a warrior's badge, proof of your endurance. Gratitude isn't frailty, it's the fire that turns your past into strength, the lens that uncovers the gold in your struggles. Embrace it. Because the storms that shaped you are the sparks that propel you higher. You're not here to begrudge, you're here to rise. Sparks bend with adaptability, the flow that turns barriers into triumphs. When submarines faltered in 1908, Nimitz adapted, mastering carriers. In 1942, after Pearl Harbor, he adapted, shifting strategies. The world shifts beneath you now, jobs vanish, markets churn, life evolves, ride it. You're not a stone to crack, you're a river, carving new channels through rock. Adaptability isn't concession, it's your evolution, the skill that keeps you aloft. Flow, grow, because the future bows to those who adapt, and you were born to lead. You're not here to resist, you're here to reshape. Leadership thrives on resilience, the unbreakable core that turns pain into power. Nimitz faced rejection, Pearl Harbor's ruin, the 1944 strain yet rose. Life will strike, betrayal will slice, failure will bruise, despair will claw. Will you shatter? No, you'll rise, tempered stronger. A king crowned by battle. Resilience isn't mere survival, it's your reign, the force that turns scars into scepters. Stand tall, because you were born to dominate your storms. You're not here to fall, you're here to rise. Reins sharpen with learning, the hunger that keeps your edge lethal. Nimitz didn't begin as an admiral. He learned mastering naval art, studying warfare, growing through conflict. He learns daily, pushing limits. You're leaning on stale knowledge. Ignite your craving. Hunt wisdom like a hawk. Every lesson a blade, every error a forge. Learning isn't a chore, it's your evolution, the fire that keeps you ahead. Seek it, because those who cease learning tumble first. You're not here to stagnate, you're here to ascend. Ascension burns with purpose revisited, the flame that shatters every chain. Nimitz's purpose protected, guided him through crisis. Hold fast, let it lead you. Purpose is your destiny, lead. Flame forges resilience again, the steel that endures every tempest. Nimitz rose through rejections, wars, each scar a victory. Rise, reign with resilience. Reigns demand learning, the hunger that builds your legacy. Nimitz's growth inspires. Resist halting, grow, learning crowns you soar. Wisdom strikes with resilience, the force that turns strikes to triumphs. Nimitz's path proves resilience eternal. Conquer trials rule, ruling pulses with learning, the edge that keeps you immortal. Nimitz's thirst lifted him. Grow, fly. Flight ignites with greatness owned, success unrivaled. Nimitz's journey lights the way. You're a storm, rise. Own your greatness with a titan's mind, a visionary's belief, a king's clarity, a creator's vision, a warrior's purpose, a ruler's discipline, a builder's action, a survivor's gratitude, a river's adaptability, a colossus's resilience, an eternal hunger for learning. Act like the king of success, reign, build, conquer. The world isn't ready. Rise now, seize now, blaze your path.